Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're taking a look at Neoform Oculus deck in Thomas format. So it's my first time actually playing with this card, Neoform, with an Oculus here. Basically the gist is we have a lot of 2-mana cards. We have Philology Archaeologist, Snapcaster Mage, and Thundertrap Trainer, which can Neoform into a Portent Oculus. But there's a sneaky tech here. We're playing a copy of a Harbinger of the Seas. So let's say opponent is trying to use a removal spell on whatever you Neoform into, and you see that opponent has a pretty greedy mana base without any basics. Well, that's your chance to go into Harbinger of Seas, and you could really catch someone off guard. And because we're playing Philology Archaeologist and Thundertrap Trainer, obviously we're also playing with 4 types of Flare of Denials. I'm trying this version without the turtle to see if it can actually work, but if it doesn't feel that great, I might actually add the 4 types of turtle in the deck. But for now, I just want this deck to be linear as possible, getting to our Abhorrent Oculus and Harbinger of Seas. So I decided to play this version of the deck without like things like mana drain, things like that. Since it's a little bit hard to add mana drains or 1-mana turtle. Since it's a little bit hard to add with 4 types of Neoform, things like that. So we'll see how this one goes. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas Special 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop over. Alright, let's take a look at this deck. Okay. Might get early surveil into perhaps Unearth, which could be actually pretty cool. Watery Grave into Tameo.
Perhaps there are more useful texts down on the surface.
Treasure Cruise. Yep. Oh, they have a Flare of Denial. Would you look at that? Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate. Okay. You have a Snapcaster Mage there. 5 cards in the yard. We'll try to play a Tameo here. That also sticks.
This is an interesting story.
I'll just chalk that in as kind of a bluff. Plus, we do have an Unearth as well. We'll see. It does seem like they have a Flare of Denial, which does kind of complicate things quite a bit here. Okay, Swords of Plowshare was actually a very, very bad card for me because it doesn't fill up the graveyard, you know? Because currently I want to, well, play Oculus, and then if it gets countered, I'll just unearth it back, you know? But now... Okay. That's not bad. So, I'll Fatal Push this, and... Whoa. Okay. That's a bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit scary. Okay, we got the Flare of Denial off. I'm hoping they don't have a Reanimate. You know? Otherwise, we might just lose here. Ouch. I think they were waiting on it. Yeah, I think they were waiting on it. Maybe they thought I would have reanimate, you know? Okay. They had a Flare of Denial plus reanimate combo there. I'll take out the Snapcaster Mage. Seems like Harbinger would be pretty nice against their deck. I'm gonna cut a copy of an Unearth. I'm gonna cut a copy of a Treasure Cruise, maybe. We'll go with that. Okay, definitely not a bad hand. Thoughtseize. They have a Bowmaster and a Prismatic Ending. So currently we don't care about the Bowmaster. I do kind of care about Stern Scolding. Because I want to Philology Archaeologist into a Neoform. And I might even just go... So here, I might actually go Neoform into Harbinger. Yep. Might actually do that. Like, unless they use Prismatic Ending on this thing, I probably doubt it. It would be kind of weird for them to actually do that. Yeah, I'll grab the Flare of Denial. Funny enough, my plan actually got revealed because of the Philology Archaeologist there. But, you know, not much you can do. So the best card to grab here is a fetch land. Yeah, I would say a fetch land. You know what? Maybe if they use a Prismatic Ending, I might actually just sacrifice a Philology Archaeologist, maybe. Okay, that's fantastic. We actually got a fetch land. Bravo! Okay, sure. Alrighty. We're gonna attack. Play the Tameo. And then I'm going to Neoform. Mystical Dispute. Grab a Harbinger. Play on Earth. Grab back another Neoform. Okay. Seems pretty good. The Harbinger definitely seems really good against this Greed deck with only one island. You know? We're going second this time. I'm gonna bring like a Spell Pierce. Yeah, I'm gonna bring a Spell Pierce here. I think that might be it. Maybe like a Veil of Summer. I don't know. Again, I think I'm gonna cut a Treasure Cruise. Maybe I'll cut a Boron Oculus. Give that a go. Okay. Double Misty Rainforest from both players. They kept it on top. It must have been a land. So we know opponent plays Mystical Dispute. What is stop? Thoughtseize? Okay, it seems like it's a Thoughtseize. I'm still gonna brainstorm. Maybe it's not a Thoughtseize? Ooh, Harbinger. Okay, that's kind of hot. Could be a surgical as well. Okay, it's a Mystical Dispute. Into a Tameo.
Curious.
And a Brainstorm.
I must
That does
investigate
actually
further.
kind of leave them vulnerable. If they don't draw land. Like, land into, like, another Mystical Dispute. It could spell trouble, like... Yeah. Potentially.
I'll aid you. So focus on the fight. I am not defenseless.
I'm just gonna go straight into, Harbinger here. Okay, second Mystical Dispute.
Use
So now we're relying on something like Unearth, maybe? Okay. Unearth here would be actually really nice. Fatal Push? Okay, that's not bad either. The Tameo is such a problem. The Tameo is such a problem. Okay. That's quite an interesting card to bring in this matchup.
I am
So we have a
not
problem.
defenseless.
Tameo's about to ult. Tameo is about to ult. Okay, there's an Unearth. That's really good. So we gotta create a situation where we have to kill the Psychic Frog. Right? And we have to get the Harbinger out this turn. Otherwise, this looks a bit grim. Yeah, this does look a bit grim here. That's really unfortunate. Because I die next turn, right? If I don't kill the Psychic Frog here. Hmm. Oh my god, this is the best situation you could ever ask for. So they do get to draw their entire deck, however,
I know enough to
they only
recognize
have
this
blue
battle is
mana.
over.
They don't play any other land other than island, you know? So, I don't know, this is a bit weird, right? This is a bit weird. Like, they have infinite Tameo triggers, but they also can't really play the game.
Violence is not the answer.
Oh wow, they play Otawara. Okay, that really sucks. Maybe they don't play Mystic Sanctuary then. That could be it. Okay. Could be a turn 3 Oculus. Elf. An elf. Ooh, Harbinger. Well, Harbinger does kind of nothing when they have, like, Elvish Mystic and stuff. Let's actually just, play the Philology Archaeologist. So 5 cards in the yard. I could just hardcast the Abhorrent Oculus. Oh, we're playing against Elf. Interesting. Well... play the Abhorrent Oculus. Oh, I should have actually put the creature in the yard because of Unearth. I selected that too quick. Okay. So I could technically just like Neoform into another Merfolk, but I feel like at this point maybe I just wanna have like another Oculus. So I can finish the game faster, you know? Cameo, good. Ooh, Harbinger. So we got 11 damage. We really need to kill this thing for the War Master. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get a Fatal Push off of this. We actually did. I think we just kill... How could they kill me, though? If I just get Flare of Denial? So that they can't Natural Order? I feel like that's for the best, right? And we'll just transform this to, like, doubly make sure that they can't do anything. So, like, you know, I think, at most they can Natural Order, and then that's it. Okay. So this is an elf deck. Counter spells are probably gonna be useless. I think I'll just add like 2 copies of Toxic Deluge and call it a day. Yeah, I don't think I should be bringing the Stern Scolding. We'll try something like this. Boom. We have a Brainstorm, we have a Flare of Denial, but... Is this a keepable hand? I mean, I am going second with the Brainstorm, like, I guess that's not that bad. So what we're looking for is... Toxic Deluge, apparently. Yep, we're looking for a Toxic Deluge here. I made the mistake by playing the island. If that's what they're gonna do... I'm gonna Brainstorm. Put... you guys back. And then I'm gonna Fatal Push the War Master. Permanent cards in the graveyard can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyard or exile. Okay, so it does stop Snapcaster Mage. Feels bad, man. Okay, got it. We're gonna top on a Brainstorm. My plan was to kill the Illusor's Shepherd this turn, but the Soulless Jailer came out, so we could be seeing Natural Order here. Ooh, they got super punished, actually. Okay, I'm cool with that. It doesn't prevent the targeting, right? So we're gonna top a Fatal Push. And we're gonna stop there. Might just die to the aggression. Yeah, not looking good. Brainstorm. I'll top Surveil Land. And... I'll kill the Shepherd. And I'll Snapcaster Mage and block the Bloodbraid Elf. Well, this isn't good. This is definitely not good. I'll play this and pass. What if it's like Collected Company in Timeless? That'd be crazy. Is this an elf? Wow, it is. Let's grab Brainstorm. Okay, Tamio, not bad.
I've read nearly the entire library.
Oh my god. I think I have to counter it. And no other choice. Oh, they just got natural order. Okay, it's not, but it's also really, really bad. No. Kinda need it, but at the same time, I feel like I don't have a choice right now. I need a blocker. Is this just graveyard? It is just graveyard. So I can block this and then this and take 2. I still have 3 more copies of Fatal Push, so I might be able to draw it. Darn. We have a good chance of drawing something good, maybe? I'm not even sure what to even expect at this point. We're at such a low life that, like, what can we even draw at this point? Even the Toxic Deluge doesn't do it because we're gonna be taking 2 damage here, right? Yeah, that's rough. That is rough, man. I feel like you should be attacking with everything, right? Okay, another Tamil was a really good draw. Well, well, well. Okay. Sometimes lucky. Into an Oculus.
Every plane has stories to share. Use your words.
I think we just keep playing cards.
Nothing like warm tea and a fascinating sea.
Neoform. Wow. I mean, I'll be honest, my opponent did draw a little bit poorly. However, they did also kind of like play a lot of these like removal spells like Werewolf Bodyguard, Werefox Bodyguard, instead of just like aggroing me down with the, you know, Elf's linear game plan. Going first. I might actually keep this, by the way. Because I feel like even if I miss out on lands, I'll have to discard them. In turn, I might be able to just unearth one of these cards, you know? Okay, Reanimating Grief might not be the best for me because I kept a one-lander. The plan completely backfired, by the way. Because now they can just take away double unearth and we might just lose the game as a result. My plan has been foiled. Okay. No reanimate though. That's good. No way, both of us don't have Okay. That's funny. That's really funny. Okay, both of us got our second land at the same time. Okay, reanimates. I could try to brainstorm into another land and then potentially unearth here. It's a bit of a risk though, because if I don't get a land, that's pretty bad. I think I'm just going to do this. And we're just going to play a tap land there. Okay, I think I want to Philology Archaeologist for potentially... I want to get a Flare of Denial. I think okay, this digs one more card, so I'll play this. Okay. What a janky game, right? What a janky game. So I'm expecting a Bowmaster here, right? I'm expecting a Bowmaster. I can brainstorm into a Fatal Push. I really need a third land, so I think I'm just going to brainstorm here. And then just Fatal Push whatever. Ooh, okay. I'll put the Unearth back. And maybe a Neoform. And I'll just Unearth. Shuffle away our top here. And I'll just grab another Unearth. Okay, it was a Fatal Push. So I might actually go for a Treasure Cruise, maybe? Ooh, okay, that is scary. Okay, I'm gonna go for a Treasure Cruise now. Actually, leave that in there. Well, feels like we're in a bit of a danger here. I need to find our counter spells. I don't think I can put the Oculus in the graveyard. They're gonna steal it. They're gonna steal it. So I'm assuming... Oh god. Uh-oh. So they can get back a Bowmaster here. While filling the graveyard. Thank god there's nothing too crazy in there. Okay, I will play my Abhorrent Oculus now. Or I could even go Neoform so that now they don't have a black source. Then I don't have a black source either. What a weird game. Let's see how opponent responds. It was a smell snare, okay. Ooh, this is bad. I guess I should have just gone opponent Oculus there then. Okay, we're gonna need to find Flare of Denial now. We're halfway into our deck. We found it. Very nice. No! Okay, so now they get back... what? They get back a Grief, maybe? I think they're gonna get back a Grief. The only thing that they can get rid of is Flare of Denial here. I think the best card they could get rid of is a Flare of Denial. No! Okay. Fair enough. That's fine. And we'll unearth for Thunder Trap. You know, if things go too hairy, like, we can even Flare of Denial twice. Oh, it looks like... I mean, they're looking at my graveyard. They might actually have found, a Reanimate. Stitcher Supplier, sure. What is that? Oh, Flare of Malice. Ooh, a Neoform. There's a good chance opponent actually has another Flare of Malice in hand. I'll just let that sit back. Okay, this is actually really nice because now we can flip it for Flare of Denial or Neoform. Another Nightmare. They have a Bogart Trawler. Which is honestly fine. Yeah, we'll let that go. Yeah, they can get back a Bogart Trawler, that's fine. A Malice. So they just drew that. Unfortunately, I have to sacrifice an Oculus. Yep, greatest mana value. Okay, they attack. My turn? Oh, we just drew Harbinger naturally. Okay, I was actually gonna, you know, Flare of Denial, but there you have it. Nice. Okay, it's just so sick that we have a Neoform with Harbinger, by the way. It's just like... It's so sick. We want Veil of Summer. Maybe Stern Scoldings. And Surgical and Ghost Vacuum. I'll get rid of a Snapcaster Mage. Maybe not. Stern Scolding. I can see myself even like getting rid of like Treasure Cruise as well. I don't think this is gonna be a grindy game, you know? Maybe a Spell Pierce as well. I'll maybe go down on even a copy of a Neoform and maybe a copy of an Earth. Well, well, well. Isn't that a similar looking hand? Okay, nice. I don't really want to shock myself, but we'll see. Spell Snare. What if I brainstorm and opponent plays Bowmaster? And I Thunder Trap Trainer so that I have a Flare of Denial target or Neoform? Maybe that's a bit cute. I really want to play this turn, but I think I need to fire off another Brainstorm for a third land. Shock. Psychic Frog. Okay. So this last card is a Spell Snare. Yep, it's a Spell Snare. I'm actually gonna get rid of a Neoform. Because I have to fetch a black mana here. Well, I don't think I have a choice. I just have to run into a Spell Snare. Yeah, I'm gonna let them do their thing. Okay, they didn't have anything. Another Flare of Denial. That's a lot of Flare of Denials. Okay. Nightmare. Ooh, a tap land at a critical moment. That's fine. Next turn. Next turn. Okay, we gotta reanimate. I feel like that's the last card is a counter spell. So the problem is this. Do they... Let's play Harbinger. Love to see that. So what's great about this situation is I can sacrifice this anytime I want, right?
Oh no! I'm late for class!
Soul Guy Lantern, sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like this, I feel like the Harbinger, like the one copy of Harbinger has done an insane job. It is actually insane. I mean, that's just over, right? Yeah, like a copy of a Harbinger is doing so much work. Alright, so played a bit of this deck today, and it's really cool. It's really cool. Like, you being able to just go Neoform into Harbinger without opponent, like, expecting that a Harbinger would hit is insane. Many times today, we won with Harbinger, which was pretty cool. Even though it's just a copy of, but because we play Neoform, you can kind of treat it as like 5 copies of, which is really cool. And even if this hits the graveyard, you can just unearth it, which could also catch your opponent off guard. But I think there's like one change I kind of want to make. I wasn't too impressed with the Treasure Cruise. Like, believe it or not, it's a good card, but I feel like this deck actually needs something else. Like, for example, like I was thinking maybe like play Phantasmal Shieldback in this deck and just cut the Treasure Cruise. I feel like we have enough graveyard synergy as is that I don't think we need Treasure Cruise. But the problem is now we have to cut 2 more cards, right? I mean, luckily we are playing 21 land. I was originally gonna play 20 lands. Maybe like you could cut like a copy of a Flooded Strand, and that's difficult. The last card looks a little bit difficult here. I mean, you could argue that because we mill with Philology Archaeologist, you might be able to cut the Oculus, but I don't know. I think it's either the Snapcaster Mage or the Thundertrap Trainer. I think we should cut the Trainer because the Snapcaster Mage, since we cut a Treasure Cruise, right? Like, we want more graveyard synergy. So maybe we keep the Snapcaster Mage for like potential unearth, Snapcaster Mage, unearth, get back an Oculus, and then you can protect the Oculus on opponent's turn using the Flare of Denial. So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, this was actually really cool. It's my first time playing Neoform with the Oculus. And that, like a little, sneaky copy of Harbinger goes a really long way. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.